Okay, boom, here we are again. I just finished up my installment with Tutoring Amazonians, and I am back from last Friday with a whole lot more energy. I was wiped out last week. I've been doing math like all freaking day long, man. All day long I've been doing math. So my brain was about toasted. Needed rest, but I was here for you guys. And Osvaldo, thanks for checking in. Please type in your location and the test that you are preparing for. And I appreciate any thumbs up or thumbs down that, hey, trolls got to be trolls, right? It's all right, though. I like the trolls. I got love for all y'all. Um, yeah, so I was I was I was wiped out. I was super tired last week, and it took me a while to delete that video because I was like, man, I can't have this video hanging out there like that. So yeah, I was super tired, but at any rate, I'm here, very well rested. Send in your questions. We do have some here already, and I'm gonna wait probably about 30 to 45 seconds or so. If you guys have problems that you need done, you can send them to my email and I will execute them because pretty much primarily my people that come here show up every week and stuff like that. Yeah, I'm definitely going to take care of you guys first because you guys are physically here. And people that maybe they got stuck at work and stuff like that, I definitely want to put something on here if you have a request to address your math and science or Federal Aviation Administration test prep needs. So, without further ado, let's see what we got. I'm just looking at the emails, folks. Okay, Harold. How are you, Harold? All right, Eliana in the house. AFOQT. All right. Okay. I had a important email I have to. Did I miss the ASTB part? No, you didn't miss the ASTB part. That's what this whole hour is for. Harold, you didn't miss the ASTB part. This whole hour is ASTB, AFOQT. It's all of them. ASVAB, everybody. We are all one big happy family here. I just got to answer an email real quick. No. Yes, you do. And let me put that email on the Let me type that email in. You guys should already have it. Well, I know my regulars do, but boom. Sorry, the chat is closed. Oh, wow. My bad. I am all right. That's interesting. If you PT before an exam, does that I don't know. I would probably rather be well rested. I would rather be well rested. But you will definitely have your blood flowing. One thing you don't want to do is go to a test hungry. You know, some people, they get hunger headaches. They, you know, it just make sure you get some good protein, and make sure you're well rested, and make sure you, whatever flashcards or whatever, you review them before you go to sleep. I don't know. It just kind of has that, okay, you go over it and you kind of sleep on it. And I guess you give your brain just kind of, a level of just kind of bringing it down, your stress levels and stuff, because you'll definitely be stressed a little bit. So yeah, I would not recommend that. Going for a 3-mile run before engaging in any of these tests, even the ASVAB. You know, if you're taking the SIFT, the ASTB, the OAR, any of them, I would not play with that. Okay, so got a couple emails here, and this is one of my favorites. It's one of my favorites. I'm a nerd. Sorry. It's one of my favorites. Okay, so this one deals with system of equations. Uh-oh. Got a little tilt there. All right. This is what happens when you cross your wires, folks. Don't cross your wires. Okay, so system of equations. All right. What is the point? Why? Why do we do it? Well, basically, what we have here is we have two linear equations. All right. Y equals 6x minus 11. And the second equation is negative 2x minus 3y equals negative 7. Now, this person has not provided me with the multiple choice answers, but it's okay. I don't need them. Not when it comes to these problems. These are like my favorite because it took me so long to kind of, I won't say it took me so long, but it just like, when I got it, I got it. So we have two linear equations here. And let's get a little bit of crowd participation. There are two forms of these equations. Does anybody know any one of these forms? I'll wait 10 seconds. And you guys, I know that there's a time delay, but I'll wait 10 seconds and for you guys to tell me if you know what form these two linear equations are. Okay. All right. No entries. Okay. That's fine. This is what we call the slope-intercept form. I can see the slope, which is 6/1, which is our rise over run. Pretty steep slope. And it crosses the y-axis at negative 11. This is called the standard form because it is an ax plus by equals c form. Now, in order to do a system of equations, or the only way I know how to do it, is you have to convert both equations into standard form. So the x has to go over there. Now, you guys say, okay, well, subtract 6x from both sides. I don't think of it like that. I say that 6 jumps the equal sign and becomes a negative. All right, so we will have in our next line, oh, wow. I think that one's drying out. So in our next line, we would have negative 6x plus y equals negative 11. Does everybody at that point just type in clear if you just see what I just did? 6 just went over there. So the new line becomes negative 6x plus y equals negative 11. Type clear if just 1 or 2 people. I'll move forward as I pick up my... Okay, Lord of Flies. Okay, come on, guys. Give me one more clear so I can move on. Okay. So now, the second one was already in standard form. 2x minus 3y equals negative 7. All right. So now, at this point, what we can do is we can manipulate. That's the beauty of this problem. We can manipulate hey, Avery. We can manipulate one of these equations because we're going to have to wind up adding downward. So I think that the easiest one to do is to multiply equation 1 by 3 to turn this into a positive 3y, so that when we add downward, it zeroes out the y's and we define the x. All right, so that's what I'm going to do. So this will become, every term has to be multiplied by 3. So this becomes negative 18, because we're multiplying the whole thing by 3. So this becomes negative 18. This becomes positive 3y. And this becomes a negative 33. Now, we have this here because we're trying to find the x and the y value where the two lines intersect at on the Cartesian coordinate plane. So now that we have, now we're going to add downward and we're going to eliminate the y's and we're going to focus on the x value. So when we multiply this down or add this downward, it becomes negative 20x. Positive 3y and negative 3y when we add downward is 0. And then negative 33 and negative 7 is negative 40. All right, and so the x value is equal to 2. So that is the x coordinate, 2. Where the two lines intersect. After that, we could take the x, input it there, and then we'll find our y value. All right, so 6 times 2, which is x, is 12, and 12 minus 11 is 1, so y equals 1. So what that means on the Cartesian coordinate plane, both of these lines will intersect each other at 1, 2, 1, which is right there. That is the coordinate 2, 1. So the lines will intersect each other at that point. And that is the reason for the system of equations, because we are simultaneously solving for the x and y values in 2 linear equations. All right. I like those questions, man. All right. All right. All right. All right. I got to stop that Kevin Hart thing. All right, all right, all right. I know, but I say it a lot. Okay. Boom. Looking for... Looking for something interesting. And please hit me with a thumbs up and thumbs down, folks. Barron's puts out a good book. Harold. Barron's puts out a good book. I don't like Peterson's. I don't. They publish a book. I just don't like it. And I don't know. They seem to go a little bit nutty when they formulate their questions. I don't know why or who their editor is or whatever, but from what I tutor and what my people come back and tell me, Trivium. I've never even heard of Trivium. Never even heard of them. But I think Barron's, anything Barron's, Arco, the Dummies series, like ASTB for Dummies, OAR for Dummies, that, you know, they do pretty good. Peterson's, the book doesn't give me a good feel. From, you know, the data that I come back, and that's just my personal opinion. Just my personal opinion. Okay. So we actually have an equation here, and we're solving for A, guys. Y'all usually let me have it, but y'all taking it easy on the brother tonight. You know? Yeah, AFOQT for Dummies, yeah. So, yeah, Ileana, that's the Dummies series is really, really good. A over 4 plus 2. This is not a 9, this is an A. And we are solving for this. So now, what we have here is a situation with this fraction. I hate those fractions. So what I always do is I multiply each term by the denominator in order to get rid of it. So if I multiply each term by 4, then I eliminate that 4. So 6 times 4 is 24 equals A, because the 4 goes away, plus 8. And then 8 jumps the fence, becomes negative. So A would be equal to 16. All right. So that is like my rapid way of attacking it. I see the 4, automatically multiplying each term by 4. 24, A, 8. Throw the 8 to the other side, it becomes negative. Answer's A. Type clear if everybody got that. And they sent me another one as well. And you'll see me do the same thing. Negative 6 plus x over 4 equals negative 5. Again, I see that 4, whatever's on the bottom, I don't like that. Each term is multiplied by 4. Negative 24. X, it goes away. Negative 20. 24 goes on that side, becomes positive So negative jumps the fence, becomes positive. X is equal to 4. Type clear if you guys got that. So when you see those fractions, don't get all bent out. Oh, I hate fractions. A lot of people, they do not like fractions. And I get it. I understand it. But I'll show you how to solve it. Everybody's like, clear, 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 clear. That's what I like to see. All right. Another thing I wanted to address. All right. Absolute value. A lot of people don't understand what absolute value kind of represents. It's not really positive. It's really not dealing with positive and negative. It's really dealing with numbers of units of movement. Okay. So when you have the two brackets on the outside, it could be a positive in there or a negative in there. Put my head in the camera. It could be a positive in there. Hold on, get my hands right. It could be a positive in there or a negative in there. But the thing is that whatever's in between the brackets, all right, whether it's positive or negative, we're looking at it as positive. But really what we're doing is we're just kind of thinking about the number of units moved in that situation. All right, so let me give you an example. Let's say I give you a question, 6m in the absolute value, put my head in my absolute value brackets, is equal to 42. All right. What we have is we got to come up with a solution set. So 6m is within the brackets and it equals 42. Now, naturally what we're going to do is we're going to divide 6 on both sides. All right, but m can be, it could be 7 or it could be -7 because we always look at this as positive while it's in the brackets. So we divide both sides by 6, m is going to be equal to 7. But see, m could be 7 because in the absolute value world, 6 times 7 equals 42, and in the absolute value world, 6 times -7. Long as it's within the brackets, we look at it as positive. All right, so some people have issues with absolute value, and I'm here to clear it up. But no matter whether it's positive or negative, we still look at it as a positive, and the result is going to be 42 when we deal with absolute value. So it's within the brackets. I got to do something. Okay. Always remember absolute value right now. That's a good point. All right. All right. Sure. All right. Um, they might give you a question like x in the absolute value and 6 times 6 and 4. Whenever we look at a fraction situated like this, all right, always remember this is synonymous with saying 6 times 4 equals x. 6 times 4 equals x. So what is 6 times 4 is 24. But in the absolute value world, x could be 24 or it could be negative 24. All right. Because we're still going to look at it as its distance from 0. So I could be 24 units in this direction or 24 units. We're just looking at the number of units that are moved from 0. All right. And Caroline, those are one of the, your number 10 is a, you'll never, ever see that type of question. You won't see it. Your probabilities never, ever come like that. So that's another thing. Like a lot of times, and Peterson's they're gonna get mad at me, that publisher, but it's just true. I've been doing this over 10 years, helping people out, and like Caroline presented a question number 10. We did this like, I don't know, maybe 2 months ago. We did that problem. I actually did that problem, and I was like, I'd never ever seen it done. So it is on another video, but your number 1 I will address. Yeah, don't even worry about that. And you have to watch these booklets. Number 1, and I'll say this again, and anybody that's been kind of watching me or following me for a while, you have test prep booklets that kind of go nutty with the questions, and they're questions that you're never going to see. They're just going to be like, oh, we'll put these hard questions in the book, because some people will skim through the book and they'll be like, wow, this is a hard questions. I'm gonna buy this book. Okay, so that book is just out there for kind of like shock value. You're welcome, Harold. Yeah, they're out there for shock value, and and they'll get people to buy because, oh man, these questions are hard, but these are questions you will never ever see. That number 10 that you put out there. All right. Now, this number 1 is possible. Number 1 is very possible. All right, so all right, let's see here. So, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Why did I say that? Because that is the memory aid for the order of operations, PEMDAS, or I say, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, which is the order in which we execute these problems. So, parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction. All right. Now, typically what I will do, honestly, is if it's in a fraction form like this, then I will just execute the top, execute the bottom, and then just see how it divides. Okay, so let's go in. We have -2 squared. Then we have a bracket, and then a parentheses, and then a -4, and 6 raised to the 0 power, and close, Another one. 5. -3 to the 0. Close and close bracket. Over. It's like, there's more? Yeah, there's more. The absolute value of -6 minus bracket and negative. Geez Louise. They wouldn't go this far either. This is like totally crazy. You know, like, damn, I got to do this and more questions. Okay, now, here's the thing. Let's break this down with another color. All right. So this is going to be 4. All right. And the exponents raised to the 0 power are just going to be 1. Because anything raised to the 0 power is 1. Boom. Boom. Okay. So -4 minus 1 is going to be -5. And then -5 minus 1 is going to be 4. So this is going to turn into a 4. And this is going to turn into a -5. So in that we will have -20. But then we're going to have -20 multiplied by 4 is 80. So we've taken out this whole top. And that is the top part of the numerator, which is 80. I hope that's showing up on the board. 80. That looks a little light. Sorry, guys. All right, so that whole top is 80. All right, let's go over that. Okay, yeah, that looks a little bit better. Okay. So the absolute value of 6 is just, we're going to look at it like a +6. All right, and so we're going to distribute the negative into the -2, which makes it a +2. But when we distribute this into the +2, then it becomes -2. So this is just like saying +6 minus 2, which equals 4. And so, like I said I would do, I work everything out on the top, then the bottom, and then treat it like a division problem. And so our answer is 20, 20. Multiple choice answers were -5, 10, 20, and -20. So I will go with 20, +20. All right. Was everybody clear on that, or do I need to recap? Just type in clear. I'll wait and take a swig, man. All this run in my mouth makes my mouth dry. This episode brought to you by Gatorade. I don't know. I like Gatorade. But that other one, Caroline, I wouldn't even worry about. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Jeremiah Clark. Don't remember ever seeing you. Welcome to the room. Looks like Harold is a newcomer. Lord of the Flies, shout out to you. I appreciate you for being here. I appreciate all you guys for being here. But when we get new people in the room, I definitely like to welcome you. This channel is every week, 9 to 10. And then if you are a client of mine, a regular client of mine, and then I do a special Google Hangout where you could actually talk back to me, and we're like in a video chat room. I welcome you guys. I'm here every week. The most effective way to use this live stream is to get your test prep book, get a camera, your cell phone, and on the night that we are doing this, well, I need to know what more info you'd like. But you could email me the info that you're requesting that you would like. But the thing is the best way, I almost lost my train of thought. The best way to get the most out of this channel is to get your test prep booklet, go through each and every one of those questions. When you get to a question you don't understand, place a check mark by it. Or ask Kino. Yeah, I like that. Ask Kino. And, and just present it, and then, during the live stream, just email it to me. Or on Fridays, like if you have to work before you go to work, I will address it. I always get a call. You guys couldn't hear that, but I always get a call. Yeah. Hashtag Ask Kino. I like Jeremiah. I like that. That's good. You're gonna be on my marketing team. Hashtag Ask Kino. So yeah, and so you present them. You guys come with very, very hard questions. I love it, because it makes my sword sharper. Also, if you could, thumbs up or thumbs down me, whatever you want to do. Let's move on. Let's move on to the next question. So that's how you get the most, for you guys that are just coming in. That's how you get the most out of this channel. But I'm here every week. Our regulars will tell you. All right. You weren't supposed to. Yeah, close that out. And okay, this is an interesting one. I don't hear a lot of scientific notation on the exam, but what this question is asking, another way to write 7.250 times 10 to the 3. Scientific notation is, it's like, like astronomers might use it, or people in labs may use it to quantify the distance, either extremely long distances or extremely small, like microscopic distances when we try to measure things. So this question is asking another way to write 7.25. 7.25 times 10 to the third power. Now, how do we even get to this? Well, I'll tell you how we got to this. 1, 2, 3. We got 7,250. That was the number of pounds, feet, or whatever. But we can change this into standard notation in order to make the number more workable. So what we do is we just move 1, 2, 3. Now, when we convert it, we have to move it. So let's say I had 2,550,000. Right? Let's say if I had that number. Well, the decimal's right here. So basically, I don't want to work with all these numbers. So I'll just come over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have to come in between the last digit on the left and the next one. So it's always going to be, you're going to look at these two numbers and bring the decimal there. And then how many times have we come over? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this would be 2.55 times 10 to the 6th power. All right. So when you have a number and you want to break it down into scientific notation, 2.55 times 10 to the 6 is way, 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 way more. It's easier to work, if you would. So when they said, when in this question that the subscriber sent, when they're like, okay, what's another way to write this? Well, we use this in order to shorten it. So if we're going to go back to the original number, decimal point 123, which is 7,250, which I have right there. And you can see me start here where the decimal was 1, 2, 3. But when we have the big number and we're trying to smash it down, then you just count the number of decimal spaces you moved, and that will be your exponent. And again, you have your big number. You got to bring the decimal into the last two digits on the left. As long as the decimal lands there, you're good to go. And you only write out your significant digits. What I mean by significant digits, these are insignificant digits. 1, 2, 3, 4. They're zeros. The 5, 5, they're significant. So thus we have our 2.55 times 10 to the 6th. All right. And if everybody got that, please type clear. If you didn't get it, I'll be more than happy to try to make an attempt to explain it in a more simpler way. But that is scientific notation. We take very, very large numbers or very, very small numbers, and very good. Everybody is clear on that. Clear. I love such questions. All right. Well, we appreciate it, Caroline. Thanks for stopping by. All right. So I may as well, I would be remiss if I didn't do it the other way. All right. Let's say we have a super, 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 super small question. Then it goes the other way. If I have, they'll say, oh, well, the atom is only 0.0000259 millimeters. It's like, who in the hell wants to work with all them zeros? Okay, so when we go in the opposite direction, when we convert to the opposite direction, so it's going to be a positive number when we shift to the left. And so you got to think it's opposite. So the exponent is positive when we go in the negative direction, if you would. And it's negative when we go in the positive direction, if we think about a number line. All right. Positive direction, that'd be the negative direction. So it kind of does the opposite. 9 millimeters. Like, I can't even measure that, man. So what they do is, for scientific notation, they go, okay, where's our decimal at? All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, bang, right there. You got to go into the leftmost two numbers. All right, and so then how many I say? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this would be 2.59 times 10 to the negative 6 power. All right. So yeah, if I did a big number, I had to show you how they do it with a small number. Otherwise, I got to show you both sides of the polarity. Then guys, type clear if you got that. So it's the same thing. When we got to 7,250, I go 1, 2, 3. Always bring it to the two leftmost digits. All right. And it was 10 to the 3. So when we convert this number back, we know that we got to go back 1, 2, 3 to get to the original. With this, we brought it in here, but we had to go in the other direction. So it's negative 10 to the 6th. And I got a couple clears there. I just caught them. I am late. Hey, Maria. Okay. So, yeah, Maria, it's DVRable, so you didn't miss anything. You can always go back and look at it. I'm glad you're feeling better. I'm glad you're feeling better. All right. Okay. I'm not crazy. I have a screen over here. I got the camera and another screen there, so I have my head on a swivel. I'm not crazy. Like, why is he looking at the wall? What's wrong with him? All right. All right. We have some new faces in the room. I like that. And all right, let's try to zoom in here. Okay, I have another question, and in this question, we're going to, okay, let me look here. All right, give me 1 second. I just got to send out an email real quick. Excuse me. Welcome, Viper. Happy to see you. Eliana, I'm gonna do some research on this because what they should have done was they should have presented, and on the military aptitude test, they're gonna give you a diagram. They're gonna give you something to look at. So I will I'll get back to you on that one. Because they don't give you the what am I trying to say? They don't give you a visual picture. You know, if they say, okay, calculate the circumference of this circle, they're going to put a circle out there and they're going to show you like a radius or a diameter or something like that. This is more than likely not representative of what you would find on the test. And I'm trying to get you guys to like, to stay away from them. But yeah, I need to do some research on that one. All right. Because, you know, when I see these questions, man, I just start, you know, I can make an attempt like that other one we had like 2 weeks ago where like it was a circular cornfield or something like that. I forget how it was worded, but I was like, man, they're not going to give you this. All right. All right. This is one you would see. The one I'm about to execute now. All right. So give me a moment. Let me just set this one up. That's going to be my first question now. All right. Okay, so one thing you can be sure to see are a lot of map reference problems as far as scale and stuff like that, distance, rate, and time. Definitely. You will definitely see distance, rate, and time. It's kind of physics without physics, because when you do a distance, rate, and time problem, it is a physics question. But a lot of people, they don't really see it that way. But yeah, physics, we quantify, you know, moving things, forces, and stuff like that. Okay, so let me see if I can Yeah, looks like I can. All right, I'm going to present this on the message board. I'm going to try to. Bang. All right, so that is the question, guys. A car traveled at 60 miles per hour for 2.5 hours. If 1 inch equals 20 miles on a map, how far has the car traveled on the map? And they want you to convert these into inches. So in car miles, the person knows how much they've traveled, but what they want to know is how many inches are on the how many inches have we moved on the map due to the scale. And in this particular scale, 1 inch on the map represents 20 miles. All right. So, again, I'll read again because we diagram these questions line by line. I'm telling you, don't play with these word problems, okay? Because they will have the dummy answer out there for you. I guarantee it. They make allotment, or they'll make sure that there's an answer where you slip up and miss something, and you go, "Oh, I got the answer. I'm so smart," and then it's the wrong answer. And so, you know, like I had somebody say, "Oh yeah, I took the SIFT," and so I was like, "Well, how'd you feel about the math portion?" He said to me, "Oh yeah, I answered everything," and I'm thinking to myself, "Well, that don't mean you got it right just because you answered everything." But you know, I'm not like a believer in like kind of dumping negative energy on the people. I'm just like, well, you know what? Come with me, I'll tutor you, and let me show you the correct way of doing it, and let me show you how to avoid all the pitfalls. All right, so a car traveled 60 miles per hour for 2.5 hours. Now, first off, what we need to do is we have to determine how far the car moved, and that's by diagramming that. That is the first sentence. So, like I said, line by line. So, 60 miles per hour for 2.5 hours. So, if I was going 60 miles per hour for 2.5 hours, 2.5 hours, then that tells me that I've moved 1 hour, 1 hour, and then a half, which is 120, 60, 60. The half will be 30, 90. So, I've traveled a total of 90 miles total. If I've gone at 60 miles an hour for no, hold up. See how easy it is? Just multiply by 2.5 Kino and stop playing. All right. 0, 30, 0, 120. So you see how easy it is. Now, let me do 60, 60, 30. Because, why? I did that in my head, and I shouldn't have. But here, I got the right answer. So we've traveled 150 miles. So you can see, even for a person that does a lot of math. Now, when I take a test, I'm scrap paper like crazy. I'm like 4 or 5 pieces. They be like, "Damn, you need all that scrap paper?" I'm like, yeah, I need it all. So I diagram everything. So we know that we've traveled 150 miles because we went at 60 miles per hour for 2.5 hours. Now, as far as our map is concerned, Viper's like, get him. 1 inch equals 20 miles on the map. So if 1 inch, let's make a proportion, equals 20 miles, and we're going to make an inch over mile relationship. And we just set it up like a fraction. So 1 inch equals 20 miles, and 150 miles equals X inches. So what we're going to do is cross multiply and divide, or the way we look at it, it looks like it is 150 divided by 20. But anybody that knows me and have been dealing with me, I'm not going to deal with that. All right. I'm going to chop off this and 7.5 inches, because half of 15 is 7.5. All right. So I wouldn't even do all this if I was doing the division. If I have an equal amount of zeros outside of the house, I'm going to chop the zeros off and divide 15 by 2, and you will get the same answer. And Avery was all over that. Woof. Or 7.4, whatever 7.5 is, because I'm hearing somebody say A and then B, and it's A. 7.5 inches. I had to roll up to the answers. Yeah, 7.5. But Avery, you said 7.5. I don't know why. I agree, Avery. B. Oh, whoops. A. Okay, so that's what it was. All right. Okay, it was just answer selection. So, was that clear to everybody? Did everybody see how I broke it down step by step? And if you didn't get it, say something. Say something if you did not get it. Clear, clear. So while I wait for the rest of the clears, you're definitely going to see distance, rate, time, fuel consumption. How do you get 1/20? Well, what I did is I set up a proportion, and the proportion is 1 inch equals 20 miles. If you look at the question, I'll represent the question so you could see it again. And because they tell you 1 inch equals 20 miles. So what I set up was a inches mile relationship between the map and the real life distance. And here is the question coming at you again on the message board. So again, a car travels 60 miles per hour for 2.5 hours. If 1 inch equals 20 miles, so that is the relationship that I set up. I set up an inch and mile relationship. So 1 inch over 20 miles is going to be equal to X, unknown number of inches, which we later found out was 7.5, over 150 miles, because the first sentence said that we went 60 miles per hour for 2.5 hours. So that tells me that we covered 150 miles, or 150 miles. And Harold, I just want to make sure you got that. I got a lot of probability questions on the test. Do you have any? I have lots and lots and lots, my dear. Avery, should I go find one of my crazy Civ followers? Well, you could find them, but we're at 58 minutes and 25 seconds. So you could present it next week. Viper, bad. It's all good though. I love it though. He's like, let me throw something at Keno. He awake this week. I was so tired last week, and I was fighting to hang on. Because I just try to be a man of my word. Now, if I tell you guys I'm going to be here, then I'm going to be here. But I was sitting there, I was like, man. And I was like, I looked at that video, I was like, and I'm like, yeah. And I was totally like, whoa. My mind was crazy, man. I was like, oof. I was tired. But I've been up all day long. Meteorology, physics 1, physics 2. I just like, yeah, that's right. So yeah, I'm full of energy today, damn it. Coming back strong. You know what I'm saying? So again, to all my new people, this is pretty much our hour. I'm here every Friday, 9 to 10 for the free live stream. And you guys can come to my Tutoring Amazonians, but you guys are at a higher level of math. And Tutoring Amazonians it's a program that I do with people that are in Amazon's career choice program. Like, these are people that, they work in a factory. They've probably done that all their lives. And so they're really, really not that great at math. So you can come to the Tutoring Amazonians platform or the live stream, but like don't come in with the crazy AFOQT, OAR, ASTBE questions, because I'm trying to get them to come in. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to scare the hell out of them. Like, oh man, because it'll look like Chinese to them, and you guys are at a higher level. So, if you do come, just keep the questions kind of cute. Don't go nutty. And what's the specific heat or the specific gravity of, don't do that. Because I'm really trying to them new people. This guy rocks. Just ask about KinoVision. Oh, the next session will be my last one. I ship on 2017, October 31. You just make sure you tell your recruiter about me. And send me some more subscribers, man. But yeah, I think that I thank you for that plug. I rock. Ask about KinoVision. Yeah, I'm just like, I'm here, man. Like, I love math and science. And I started helping out people 10 years ago with these tests. So, I realized most school systems do not prepare you for these exams. And most college curriculum doesn't do it. So, this is a platform. And like I tell people, they'd be like, oh man, I always tell the story because they'd be like, man, so-and-so got like 20,000 subscribers. You would be lucky to find 5,000 people that are actually seeking to develop themselves mentally. If I was on YouTube with some bullshit, I'd have like 50 million subscribers. Because the masses aren't looking to mentally uplift themselves. So if you're a subscriber of mine, consider yourself a part of a special group. It's not a very big group, but there's not a lot of people when you look at the whole population that are trying to advance in life or elevate themselves mentally or learn something. So, I appreciate my subscribers. I paid them to do that. No, I'm playing. I didn't pay them. I didn't pay them. I'm just, I'm a cool dude. Like, look, do I know everything? No, I don't know everything. But one thing, I will never, ever bullshit you. I damn sure won't publish a book that's useless. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't do it. Because, like, a lot of these books are like, man, I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that, man. Shout out to your recruiters, man. Avery, did you get paid? Did you get paid? Don't scare the new people. I'm not paying people. Say, hey man, look, man, take this 20, man. Say good stuff about me, You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, tell your recruiter, man. All you guys tell your recruiters, if they have people that can't get over the hump, they can't get the scores they need, I'm here, So I'm gonna close that out, and my clients that need me for a Google Hangout, please email me now. Please email me now. Order the flight. It's EDTP. Okay, all right. So I really don't forget Kino. I will be in touch when I'm not going to forget. I will be here. I'll be here if I'm not, buzzing around somewhere. But other than that, man, I'll be here, man. As long as the universe allows it, I'll be here. But yeah, all you new guys, I really, 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 really appreciate you guys coming in and being a part of this. It means a lot to me. It's not like 2,000, 3,000 people. I'll never be at those numbers, because if I found 2,000, 3,000 people that are trying to elevate their mind, that would scare the shit out of me. I'll be like, really? So all right, guys. So my clients, just shoot me an email. so I can set up the Google Hangout and do the multiple email thingy-majig that I have to do. And I'm looking for that now. At 10:15, if I don't see anything by 10:15, then we won't even do that. I'll just like go on with my night. But if you guys need my help, I'm here. This is Keno Thomas with STEMwithKeno.com. I really, really thank you guys for being here. And if you are having any problems with your ASVAB, your SIFT, ASTB, E, OAR, AFOQT, and all Federal Aviation Administration levels, private pilot, instrument pilot, commercial pilot, airline transport pilot, flight instructor, initial, multi-engine flight instructor, aviation ground school, initial, advanced, and instrument. I do it all. Okay, so you're not alone. All right, I'm here every week, 9 to 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And hey, I'm here. So guys, peace out. I thank you guys for coming out and have a great evening. Bye-bye.